or I need to get a little bit wider knowing that the wind is going to try to push this disc across. As if that worked. What is up, locals? You know, this is a video that I've been meaning to make. Huge shout out to Jesse over at Trash Panda. You know, it's super cool when, you know, he recognizes the smaller creator, and he was really intentional with sending us a dune. He'd offered us an inner core, but I'd already bought it at that point because I was, you know, a real fan of what he was doing. So huge thank you for valuing the small channels too that intend to grow. We are one of those channels, so huge thank you to him. Today we are looking at trying to do a Trash Panda only round. We've got our dune, we've got our inner core, and you know, a lot of creators talk about these discs have similar flight characteristics at different speeds, and I think that's kind of a cool thing because, you know, they're really appealing to a wide range of players, from the beginner that's, you know, looking to try to get this disc to come out and fly fairly flat, the intermediate player that's maybe playing with like hyzer flipping the disc a little bit, meaning when I say that, I'm meaning you're releasing it slightly on the outside edges down, tilted down a little bit. And when you do that, and you get an understable disc out with some nice speed and power, that disc is actually going to probably flip up to flat as it carries out, and it may either finish with a little bit of fade, or it may actually even give you some turn. Now, truthfully, the day that I've picked to film this is not probably the day that I would normally throw slightly understable discs, but here we are, we're going to do our best, and typically that means we'll just have to play a little bit more with our release angle. We are here today at Forest Lawn, and we're going to play kind of like an alternate track today. Hole 1, it's telling me 208 feet, and so I actually just threw a couple of warm-ups on this hole a moment ago and parked the inner core. Wasn't far off actually with the dune either. So we'll see if we can kind of flip these up a little bit. Our wind right now is kind of directly going right to left as you are watching. It's kind of coming right across us here. So I'm going to try to give this a little flip and see if we can get these to kind of tuck in. Basket's kind of tucked in just behind our big sort of evergreen there. So let's give these a throw. Ooh! Little ground play at the end, but that flight was exactly what I was looking for. Flipped up to flat, really held that line, and actually finished flat. I like just asked Siri a minute ago, and she's like, doesn't look like there's going to be any wind today. Siri, have you ever been to Calgary? All right, we're going to jump over to 15 here. We're going down the hill, not to the close basket. It just happens to be the angle that we throw from here. But we're going to go down the hill to the far basket. I typically love like a big sort of dumping hyzer shot. This is where I would typically throw like my yarn. These discs, both the inner core and the dune, have some really, really great glide. So because this disc isn't as overstable, I'm just gonna have to be a little bit conscious of my distance here because I am elevated and I am going downhill. Oh man. I have discs that I would throw on this hole, and as I'm looking at this hole with an understable disc, I'm going, gosh, I'm gonna have to go much more of a straight line at this thing, low hyzer, get this thing to play, and just play it like really low and crafty, and kind of forgot about that basket right there. So, I mean, that's a ridiculous black ace because it's right in front of me. That's like, I'm in the circle actually when I'm throwing this directly down this hill at this basket right now. So definitely a fun one. Oh my gosh. Leave a comment down below if you ever had a black ace. And have you ever had a black ace where you were like driving basically from in the circle? That was ridiculous. We'll try this again. I'm going to be a little bit more aware of what's in front of me, like that huge basket that's right in front of me. All right, here we go. Yeah, I kind of underappreciated the wind there and gave it more hyzer than it needed. I think that last hole is still in my head a little bit, so we're gonna try to be a little more conscious of that with this one. Here we go. Let's go deal with the mess I just made. That is the most ridiculous black ace you could ever get in your whole life. Okay, wind's coming like right across right now, kind of a right to left here. So I need to be really conscious of my release, because if I was to putt here with a bit of a hyzer angle, that wind's gonna try to push this disc across. So I either need to be really conscious of like a flat release, or I need to get a little bit wider knowing that the wind is gonna try to push this disc across. It's kind of like reading the green if you were a ball golfer. Oh, did the exact thing that I was trying to do. No way. Read the wind. Played it out wide, gave it some space, as if that worked. Little low one here. Man, sinking stuff today. Okay, hole 9/18. 18's technically from the other block there, but I'll do 9 here. And basically we're just down this hill. And I know most players like to play something into these evergreens on the right and like let that disc fade down. Got this sort of like, it's almost headwind left to right. We'll start with the dune. Again, a little bit of a hyzer release, giving it a decent throw here because the wind may be trying to push this disc down. Oh yeah, exactly what I said there. You can see that disc just kind of pushed over. I've got to give it more hyzer. So nice thing with doing a video where you're doing the dune and the inner core, flight characteristics are quite similar between the two discs. So the second shot kind of allows me to correct a little bit. Here we go. We'll try this again with a bit more hyzer and a little bit more height probably, because it's probably going to push it down. Yeah, that flattened out. Look at that thing flatten. Wow. Honestly, I'm still laughing at that black ace. That's got to be the shortest black ace maybe in disc golf history. Leave a comment below. I'd love to know about your black ace stories. Here we go. Oh, you know what? I liked it. Okay, 2 putts to finish out here. Really strong left to right here. Coming right across me. Oh no! I can't say if that like pushed wide. I probably just missed through that. Oh my gosh, what a funny round that was. Black ace, some long putts in the wind, especially for me. I'm sure some of you can relate. Putting's not my strong suit, and especially in wind, but sunk a few decent putts today. Read the wind a little bit. That was actually really, really fun. If you're, looking for discs that give you some nice glide, that aren't really, really overstable, the dune and the inner core are just like kind of a lethal duo because of the consistency within them. And that's, lately, I've been really kind of thinking about my bag in ways that like either flights mirror one another, like there's discs in my bag that are just like a faster version of, or they've got like similar feel, similar depth. I'm trying to think about some of those factors now. Even though these discs are, you've got a throwing putter or putter and you've got a mid-range, depth-wise, they're similar, flight is similar. And to have something that's just slightly understable, there's so much room to grow with a disc or with discs like that. Seen channels like Apollo Disc Golf, Robbie C, Overthrow, lots of these disc golf channels, have talked about and praised these discs, not only from like the environmental standpoint of, that these are made from recycled plastic, which on its own, as someone that likes to consider himself something of an environmentalist and, liking to do the right thing for the environment, to be able to have discs in my bag that, are a bit conscious of that in the sense that we're reusing. It's really hard to be playing a sport that like prides itself on just plastic use. That's kind of a hard piece to this, at least for me, but I love it so much. It's definitely got me excited for where Jesse's heading next. We've got the putter, we've got the mid. I have to assume next we're gonna get some sort of fairway. The Cicada is what Discraft just dropped. I think it's like a 7.5 -1.1. The Crave is that 6.5 -1.1. That disc is going to get, a lot of attention from me, and I'm really excited for that. So again, thanks Jesse for what you do. Thanks for giving smaller channels like us a chance and sending us your discs. I can't tell you how much we appreciate that. As always, my name is Ryan. This is Local. We are local.